Today, I am joined by Dr. Wai-Tek Tsai, who's a professor at Beihang University, and he's joining us from Toronto, Canada today. And so it's great to be chatting with you today, Professor Tsai.
Oh, nice to having me. Yeah.
Great. So we've been talking a lot in our series a little bit about how some of the dangers, cybersecurity dangers that come from this kind of always hyper-connected, always-on world that we live in. But there's also, opportunities in a highly connected world. And so I really wanted to talk to you today about blockchain and cryptocurrencies and some of sort of the pros and cons there. But for people maybe who aren't familiar with the topic, could you just spell out a little bit about what is a blockchain and how are they currently being used?
Blockchain essentially is a data structure, or you can say it's a distributed database. And it being kept consistent by Byzantine protocols or by other consensus mechanisms. And they just want to make sure that everybody who are on the same blockchain will have the consistent view of the whole situations. So that's a blockchain.
So it's like a sort of a whole connected bunch of records that everybody signs off on, and then so it makes it very difficult to change anything after it's been added.
Right. That's right. So it's basically, you can say it's a data structure, or it's a database systems, or you can say it's a distributed ledgers, except it has the encryptions and the hash, and so it is very difficult to break, and then it also chained together, so it is almost impossible to make modifications.
Mm-hmm. So what are some of the ways people are currently using blockchains? I mean, I know one of the things I hear is cryptocurrencies. So can you tell us a little bit about
that? Cryptocurrency is a man-made or the electronic money that runs on the blockchain, because blockchain make everybody consistent. Therefore, they use the blockchain to keep record of the amount of the digital currency. So cryptocurrency is the digital form of the money that runs on top of the blockchain.
What else is blockchain enabling beyond the cryptocurrency? What other kind of effects is it having on business practices and infrastructure?
Actually, you can use blockchain almost in all the disciplines. One of the most important blockchain white paper that ever published is the white paper published by the UK Chief Scientific Advisors. And in the white book there, it says the blockchain can be used in all fields. For example, it can be in custom, it can be energy, it can be security, it can be healthcare, it can be education, maybe in all different fields. In almost all the fields, it can be used.
And so one of the things that's been happening, though, that we've seen in the cryptocurrency world is that yes, the ledger itself appears to be very intact. Appears to be very robust and not easily attacked. But a lot of the exchanges have been very vulnerable to hacking. Do you think this is going to be a problem? Could this kind of like undermine the popularity of cryptocurrencies? And what changes do you think need to happen there?
The answer is that even though cryptocurrency has a lot of troubles, but it has not deterred the popularity of cryptocurrency.
So Bitcoin is, of course, the best known sort of cryptocurrency, the best known implementation of blockchain technology. But even in the cryptocurrency world, there are other entries out there like Ethereum. What are the advantages of some of these competitors, in a sense, to Bitcoin, like Ethereum?
You see, one of the important features about the Ethereum is that it provides a computational platform on top of the Bitcoin.
So we've sometimes seen these associations with cryptocurrencies being associated with ransomware and other sort of black market activities. Are cryptocurrencies having a good and bad impact on crime and cybersecurity globally?
It might, but it can't. Because some of the secrecy issues that has been. People think that if you use blockchain, it will be very difficult to trace, but actually we can trace that. It is possible.
So where do you see the blockchain headed in the next 5 to 10 years?
if you're talking about blockchain, I think the blockchain will enter almost in all the fields.
Mhm.
But on the cryptocurrency, I think the jury is still out
Mhm.
because I think there is a significant rise in the opposition to cryptocurrency.
Mhm.
Okay, because eventually I think the sovereign state
Mhm.
may actually push they try to minimize the impact of these digital currencies. At least most digital currency not supported by the government,
Mhm.
like Bitcoin is not supported by the government.
Mhm.
So I think there's a genuine push to minimize their impact.
Mhm.
I think there could be some alternative security token, which is formerly called cryptocurrency.
Right.
And now it's called security token, which is essentially in computer science, it is the same thing,
Mhm.
except it is under regulated,
Mhm.
except it is being monitored.
Mhm.
So everything is legal and
Mhm.
government approve it. So
Mhm.
and I think there's a significant future in that.
Mhm.
But as a cryptocurrency, I start to see the things are declining. That's in
Mm.
my opinion. But I could be wrong.
Well, just finally, I mean, these seem like very exciting areas, and just finally, I'd like to ask, for somebody who wanted to get into these areas, I mean, you've identified, blockchain as being more important than some of these cryptocurrency efforts, but for somebody who wanted to get into this area sort of professionally, what are some of the skills they should pick up? How should they start, building up the knowledge base they need to work in this field?
I think there is a significant issue that we need to be aware, because if we're talking about cryptocurrency, it is very different from blockchain.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that because cryptocurrency is like a digital money, and then when
Mm-hmm.
you deal with the trading and when you deal with many things, is that the blockchain today or
Mm-hmm.
cryptocurrency today will be different, or I should say, very different on a blockchain 3 years later,
Okay.
cryptocurrency 3 years later.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think if you pick out a Bitcoin or Ethereum and think that's a Bible, you study that by heart,
Mm-hmm. Right.
because the blockchain or cryptocurrency 3 years later will be very different from what you study today.
Right.
So that's the idea, is that you have to keep on doing research, and you have to improve. Just
Mm-hmm.
never think that this is the end.
Mm-hmm.
This is the process, not the end.
Mm-hmm. Terrific. Well, I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. This is really fascinating. So I want to thank you, Dr. Wojtek Sai, for calling in today. And I'm Stephen Cass for the IEEE and IEEE Spectrum, signing out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.